Hey y'all, what's up? It's Donna, also known as Mystique, the owner of MysticTreasures. I have not been on my YouTube channel in 3 months, literally. A lot of stuff changed, had a lot of different things transpire. Lots of videos coming about the stuff that's been going on in my life. But today, what I wanted to talk about is a video that I have been trying to get out for the past month at least, probably longer, is tower moments. So in this video, what we are going to discuss is what a tower moment is, how not to become overwhelmed while going through a tower moment, and also how you can use a tower moment to aid in your growth. So the first thing is we're going to talk about what a tower moment is, right? So a tower moment is a massive, when I say massive, I mean massive, massive necessary change that is difficult for most to navigate through. So when we think of a tower moment, right? Tower moments, examples of tower moments are like you being fired from a job, you having a car wreck, you going through a breakup or divorce, anything that disrupts. And when I say disrupts your life, shakes it up, makes you have to rearrange things and just go through probably a lot of chaotic shit at one time. I'm gonna just keep it 100. So I'm gonna use an example. Well, I'm gonna tell a story. 2 years ago, before my birthday, literally 4 days before my birthday, I got into a car wreck. Perfect example of a tower moment. My car was totaled. It was not drivable. I had to put it in the shop. It was in there for 3 or 4 months. And imagine that literally 4 days before your birthday. So that is a perfect example of a tower moment, okay? So the next thing I want to talk about is, since we talked about what a tower moment is, and it's crazy because every time I think of a tower moment, I think of Kanye West's song, When It All Falls Down. Because anytime I've ever had a tower moment, that is exactly how I felt. I don't know about y'all, but that's exactly how I felt. The next thing I want to talk about is how to not become overwhelmed while going through a tower moment. So ways that we can not become so overwhelmed while going through a tower moment would be to kind of take a moment and figure out why, right? A lot of times we let those emotions take over. We get angry, we get frustrated, we be wanting to kill something, because you're going through something, and it's because it's chaos in your life. And who the hell likes chaos? I know I don't. So what I do personally to kind of navigate through my tower moments when I do have them is I try first to ground myself. Whether that's by me going into prayer, whether that's by me meditating, some way I get grounded, because remember, tower moments cause your emotions to flare up, right? Because you just have so many questions, and the main question is always why? Why is this happening to me right now? So instead of doing that, learn to maybe stop for a minute. And instead of asking why, right? Ask yourself what part you play in it. How did you welcome the chaos in your life? Or is it something that you know that needed to change and you kind of refuse to make the change yourself? Tower moments are typically when God, universe, spirit steps in and they make the change for you that you probably were supposed to change anyway. So the main way that you don't become overwhelmed, I would say, and what I've used, is by taking time to reflect and kind of figuring out what part you play, what can you do to resolve the issue, learning to be more, I would say, proactive than reactive, okay? So I know that's hard. I know that sounds crazy right now. If anybody is going through any tower moments, it's what you mean? I don't want to sit and think about nothing. But take a moment, think about it. Think about how you got in that situation. And the next thing we're going to talk about is how tower moments aid in your growth. So for me, tower moments are always lessons. For most of us, tower moments are always lessons. what you do to aid in your growth when you are going through a tower moment is just what I just talked about when I talked about not becoming overwhelmed. Start to think about, what is this teaching you, right? For me, it taught me that I don't need to drink. I don't need to drink anymore. So when I had that car accident 4 days before my birthday, like in 2020 or 2021, one of them, I think it was 21. Was it 21? No, it was 20. It was over with. It was a wrap. I was like, oh, nah, I'm done. It's over with. So that was a lesson that I learned. And it probably had been other situations where I knew that I probably should not have been drinking, but I continued to ignore it. And then universe stepped in. God stepped in, like, okay, we're going to shut you down real quick. So that for me was a lesson. And that also aided in my growth, because that was an attachment that I had that, why am I even calling it attachment? That was a negative, it is a negative attachment. That was an attachment that I had that I needed to release. I let that go and I flourished, right? So take a moment and think about, if you are currently experiencing a tower moment, or if you've had one in the past and you really didn't go through the steps that I just talked about. The next time you go through one, which you probably will if you didn't learn a lesson, unfortunately, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but just think about, what is it that you learn from it? And how can this help you be a better person, right? Tower moments ain't all that bad. Like, anytime I had a tower moment, I can always say that at the end of it, everything got better for me. So instead of us looking at tower moments and frowning up at them like we do the retrogrades, let's not do that no more. Let's take what we need to take from the tower moment, push through it as best as possible, and learn the lesson that universe, God, and spirit is trying to teach. Because everything is always about a lesson. I mean, it is always about a lesson. Everything in life, I always tell people, like, life is a big classroom for me. And once you learn one lesson, you on to the next level to learn another lesson. I'm gonna be putting more videos up. I have so much content that I gotta talk about. I got so much stuff I gotta talk about. I got it all in my notebooks. So I will be coming through with a gang of more videos. And I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day, and have a good night.